Hey everybody, welcome to the show, Board Game Reviews. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to the tabletop gaming hobby, and this is a series of videos looking at the game of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now, this is a video that's only going to be for Patreon backers, and this is a way for me to say thank you to all the Patreon backers. You out there helping me keep this channel growing strong and keep the channel going, because in this day and age, these videos are getting much more expensive and much more time consuming to produce. So your support on Patreon helps the channel keep growing strong and keep me out there, allowing me to produce more videos for more game and more content for all of you out there. So this is a way for me to say thank you to all the Patreon backers. Now in this video, I'm actually going to teach you how to play the solo rules, and then I'm going to play through a complete solo game of Terraforming Mars. And I'm going to show you how, right in the beginning of the video, we're going to start the things going very slowly, kind of assuming that you're not going to watch the other gameplay video, because I don't want you to be forced to watch both gameplay videos. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take things a little bit slowly at first, but we're going to quickly ramp things up. Now again, this video is going to teach you how to play the solo game. If you want to actually learn how to play the full rules, check out the other video in the series. Let's go ahead and come back right after the break for a game of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now the solo rules differ from the standard rules a very minor different areas. The big thing that we need to do is we need to have a dummy player. Now before we go any further, I need to let you know there's also a cooperative rule, a two-player cooperative rules for the game. I'm actually covering that in the tutorial video. Again, this is just covering the solo rules only. I'm going to go over the quick differences here between the actual cooperative and the standard rules, and what's going to happen here for the pure solo rules in itself. The objective of the solo rules is to completely terraform Mars within 24 turns. We're going to track how many turns have gone by with a player cube of a player who's not currently playing the game. I've chosen blue in this case. Red is going to be my player color because I always play red. Our objective is in 25 turns to completely terraform Mars, which means we reveal all the ocean tiles, we max out the oxygen level, and we maximize out the temperature gauge itself. If we fail to do so within 25 rounds, we have failed the solo rules. If we manage to do all three of those things before the 25th round comes to an end, we will add up our scores, and the higher our scores, the better we're getting at the solo rules. Now the solo rules does come with 3 different difficulty levels. There's a novice, the standard, and the expert rules. And the difference between these is every time we advance this cube, which is going to happen every 5 turns, basically every time we empty out the dummy player deck, this cube is going to advance, showing that we're quickly going towards the end of the 25 turns. Every time we advance these cubes, in the novice rules, we're going to pick either the temperature track or the oxygen track, not both. We're going to pick one of those tracks and we're going to advance it by 2. In the standard rules, instead of advancing one of those tracks by 2, we're simply going to advance one of those tracks only by 1. If we want to play by the expert rules, we're not going to advance these tracks at all, meaning that we are basically going to have to terraform Mars 100% by our own abilities. Let me tell you the novice rules for somebody who's played Terraforming Mars. It's a decent challenge, but the real challenge is going to be in the average difficulty level, where I have about a 50-50 victory level on this one. I have yet to beat it on the expert level, and I'm telling you, it's very, very challenging. Needing to get those extra 5 levels of oxygen and heat is extremely challenging. So what is going to happen every single round, besides the standard production of getting our basic starting project cards and our basic corporation cards, what is going to be different between the solo rules is at the very start of every single round, when we're doing the phase where we're picking our actions, we're going to have a hand of dummy cards. We're going to shuffle up this hand of dummy cards, and we're going to flip over the top card of the dummy deck. That is going to be the action for the dummy player. But before I do that, I need to look at my action cards, and I need to pick my action card first. Again, you pick your action card before the dummy player does. So there's a little smidgen of luck in the game, because sometimes the project cards for the dummy player are not going to come out in your favor, and sometimes it will. But it adds a little bit of a randomizer, adds a little bit of a way to play the dummy player in the solo rules more than one time. So basically how this is going to go, I'm going to look at my hand of cards, and again, before we do this, we must choose our difficulty level. I'm going to play on the average difficulty level, which means every time I advance the cube, I'm either going to advance the oxygen or I'm going to advance the temperature 1 level. Once we start the game, and I have my starting hand and my starting corporation supporting me, I'm going to pick one of my action cards. I'm going to play it face up, and then we're going to pick one of the action cards from the dummy player, and we're going to play it face up. Those are going to be the 2 actions that are going to occur this round. This does mean, just like the standard game, the dummy player may pick the action that you pick. The dummy player picks the action you pick, nothing really different is going to happen. You're only going to do that 1 action. The dummy player picks an action that you didn't pick, that's going to be a second possible action or a second possible phase that's going to happen this round. Do note though, you do not get the bonus for the dummy player. Doesn't matter what card the dummy player throws out there, you don't get the dummy player's bonus, you only get the bonus for the action you choose. So for example, if I played this card right here, I would do the action phase, I would get the bonus for the action phase, and I would possibly do whatever action the dummy player produces. After the dummy player has gone through their entire hand of 5 cards, we're going to advance this cube, and then we're going to reshuffle the dummy player's hand, and we're going to do this all over again. But before we do that, since we're playing on the average difficulty level, we will choose to either raise the heat or the oxygen 1 point. Again, novice, we choose 2 points. Expert, we wouldn't do this at all. And we're going to keep doing this, going through the complete dummy hand and advancing this cube representing the dummy hand player's timer every time we empty out the dummy player's hand. The only difference, the final 5 rounds of the game, which can be dictated by the cube being on the last slot here, so basically hand 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, the last 5 rounds of the game, we will choose which order the dummy player does play their hand of cards. It's only in the final 5 rounds that we will do so, not in any of the prior rounds. So that's the only difference. First 20 rounds, we will do this random by flipping over a random card and shuffling every single time. Rounds 21 through 25, we will pick the order that dummy player does play their actions, which means for the final rounds, I'm going to play this face up so you can see which possible actions I have access to. Those are the basic rules for the solo rules. Let's go ahead and start this game off and show you how the game of Terraforming Mars plays as a solo game. One final part I forgot to mention actually though, before I forget, because this is something that people will ask if I fail to mention this, is when the dummy player advances either the oxygen or the heat, it is not going to raise your terraforming level. And again, it's the dummy player's action to that advancement. So it does not affect your terraforming level. It also does not affect the terraforming rating cube for the dummy player moving up either. It's just a free bonus that makes the game just a little bit easier when you're playing the game on novice or if you're playing on advanced. Again, on expert, you don't get that bonus at all, so it's not even a question. So we are going to start the game by shuffling up our corporations. And I've already shuffled up the decks of cards here. There's large stacks of cards, so it's easier just to shuffle these off of camera because otherwise it takes a heck of a long time to shuffle up over 200 cards. But just so you don't think I'm cheating, I'm going to shuffle up a couple of these, randomize these just a little bit. That way we get a really good extra challenge without me looking like I possibly know whatever cards are coming. Shuffle these up. We'll randomize these. I think we are ready to go with our first starting hand of 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cards. I will not flip these over quite yet because let's go ahead and find out what our corporation happens to be. So our corporations have been shuffled. Cut. Draw 2 corporations. We will remove these from the game. I do have the player aids up here for anybody who wants to follow along with the rules, especially for people who are learning the game. Planning step, resolve phases step, and the end step, and how every single one of the actual phases resolve themselves. So let's go ahead and look at our 2 corporations, and let's look at our hand of cards that we may have here. So I'd like to always separate them by card color because that can help me kind of make my strategies when I'm trying to play the game, especially versus the dummy player, especially when I compare this with my corporations. And it looks like I got 2 corporations that are going to be just a little bit of a challenge for me because neither one of these corporations are going to have a lot of money. First corporation we have is Econoline, or I'm sorry, Ecoline. Econoline's a kind of vehicle. Almost had it right. So Ecoline, they start with 27 million credits. You start with 1 plant production and 27 million credits. Effect, when you spend plants to gain a force victory point token and raise oxygen, you spend 1 less point. So that basically means I'm going to spend 7 plants to raise oxygen. I already start with production of 1 plant. Not actually too terrible because we see they only have 1 plant producing card right now. And it requires yellow temperature for that to work, which means I don't have any plant production to start this game with at all. That's not really a good start for me. Alternately, I have Phobolog, which is 20 million credits. You start with 20 million credits, and when you play any corporation that requires titanium, you pay 3 million credits less. Basically, I'm going to start with 1 on the production on the titanium track. And that was called production. It's technically a discount. It's not really production, but it's a misnomer. I'll probably use at least half a dozen times during this playthrough. Finally, the effect is each titanium you have reduces the cost of any titanium production cards on an additional 1 million credit. Well, I see that I have 2 titanium cards right here, right now. I have a titanium card for interstellar colony ship. Of course, that one's going to be one heck of a pain in the neck to get into play because that requires me to have 4 of these symbols. None of these cards have that symbol, so that's not going to happen. I can come over here and say this card has one of those symbols, so I can drop the cost of this card down to 12 million credits. But it's only going to give me 1 million credit production and a victory point. I'm really worried less about victory points. I'm more worried about just actually winning on the average difficulty level, because average difficulty level, or as they call it, advanced, is a little bit more challenging than novice. Novice, I can get about a 90% victory rating on this one. The advanced difficulty level is a little more challenging. Those extra fire raises on the oxygen and the heat tracks are a little bit challenging. So, looking at what we have here, I think I'm going to go with the Echo Line. I don't know if it's going to be the best decision, but I really don't have a lot of plant production at all. Matter of fact, I don't really have a lot of cards I'm really liking for the start. I have a couple cards over here that look decent. Investment loan is actually pretty darn decent. I'm going to gain money, which can make up for the fact that I have no money. So let's go ahead and get rid of Phobolog. I don't think this is a good or bad choice. It's just taking advantage of the resources I've been given at the start of this game. So I know for a fact I am keeping investment loan because I need money. I know I need money badly here. CEO's favorite project. Add 2 resources to a card that holds resources. Well, that's only going to be good if I keep this card right here, which is livestock. Livestock requires yellow oxygen. I am not going to get that card into play anytime soon. This card requires yellow oxygen. Not going to get that card into play anytime soon because that is quite a bit of bumps. That's not going to happen. Let's see. Ice caps melting requires white temperature. Flippin' ocean tile. Yeah, that one's not going to happen anytime soon. Interstellar colony ship. That card's not going to happen anytime soon. You see, my options are quickly dropping and diminishing. I'm going to be drawing a heck of a lot more cards here very, very quickly. Protected Valley. Gain a forest victory point. Raise oxygen 1 step. I like that. 2 income, and that's very, very doable. Miranda Resort. During the production phase, this produces 1 million credit per Earth project card you have out in play. That is the Earth project card, and that's the Jupiter project card. So this is actually a Earth and Jupiter project card. That's pretty darn decent. And it's a victory point and production, and it's going to go quite well with investment loan, making this a 2 million credit. I think I have my 3 starting cards, and I also have my starting corporation. So I'm going to put my corporation in play, and since I want this to be as semi-interactive as possible, allow you to play along at home and look at the decisions I'm making, look at the cards I have in play, and look at everything that I am doing. What I'm going to do is over here on the left side is basically where I'm going to place my hand of cards. Pretend this is my hand of cards in my hand. That way you can kind of play along and look at the decisions I have available to me, so you can kind of say, well, that was a lame decision, or hey, that was a pretty darn good choice, or maybe I would have done something else. Because I know sometimes people, when they watch these videos, actually enjoy interacting that way, and I'm hoping that's a way that you can actually enjoy the game of Terraforming Mars. But before we do that, we do need to replace the 5 cards that we discarded, because those are 5 cards that are definitely not going to help us at the beginning of this game at all. Let's go and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's be fancy and choose 5. I'm going to place these face up right here before I move over to the left side representing our hand of cards. That way you can see exactly what we're dealing with and see what kind of cards we have coming right now. So we have Asset Liquidation, which is you may play an additional blue or red card this phase, spend 1 terraform rating to draw 3 cards. That could save our skin quite a bit, actually. That actually may save our skin quite a bit. I actually think that is going to be a really useful card that we're going to play immediately. Next up we have is Plantation. Plantation requires us to have 4 of these symbols right here, which we only have 1 of, so it's probably not going to be happening. This is probably going to be a cash fodder card very, very quickly. But just in case, it gained 2 force victory points and raise oxygen in 2 steps. If I can get that in place, it's going to be phenomenal. Don't see it happening anytime soon. Optimal Arrow Breaking. Effect when you play any down arrow card, which is basically these action cards right now, generally speaking, you gain 2 heat and 2 plants. Now that's not production. Remember, production is always these orange boxes, not these purple boxes. So it's basically a power that's going to happen. It's going to give me extra resources. Not too bad because it's not a very expensive card. Again, cash is definitely something that we are lacking in this hand. Go ahead and organize these a little bit more smartly so we can all look at them. Underground City, cost of 7 during the production phase. This produces 1 million credit. When you play any kind of building construction, you pay 2 million credits less for it. That is a card we want to get in play as soon as possible. Finally, we have airborne radiation, which is a card we're not going to get into play anytime soon as it requires red oxygen levels. Not impossible, but it is something that we definitely want to start focusing on if that's a card we want to get into play as quick as possible. So I'm going to put all these cards over here on the left-hand side. Most of these should show up on camera. If not, well, hopefully if I place them just a little bit like this, you'll be able to see all the cards. And then we will go ahead and remember, this is our hand of cards. Those are the things that we have. Let's go ahead and start with our 27 million starting credits and see how well we can do in this game of Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, playing the solo game with this kind of challenging hand of cards. So the first thing we need to do is we need to start with the planning step, and before we go any further, I might as well say this right here, right now. I played Race for the Galaxy for many, many years. It's one of my favorite games of this style of game, which is an engine building, action selection game. I don't need these reminder discs right here. I do not need them, especially in a solo game, because I can look at the cards very easily and see the actions that are going to occur. I hope that does not cause too many people too much heartburn, but I have them out just to show you what the game looks like. I'm not going to use them. It's just a waste of time in my honest opinion. So the first thing we need to do, look at our hand of cards, we need to figure out what action we are going to play. For me, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. We need to play development because we do not have enough millions of credits to do a lot of things. And the way I am looking at things is if I can get one of these project cards in hand, whether it's the Undergrowth right here, the Underground City, or if I get the Miranda Resort into play, that's going to help me with some of the problems we have right now, which is extreme lack of cash. In my opinion, Underground City is the better card to get into play right now because it's going to give me a discount on getting Protected Valley into play, and that might stop helping me in the future cover my deficit in income that I'm starting this game with. So we have chosen development. That means that any developments we play this round are going to cost 3 million credits less. Again, another good thing because we don't have the millions of credits to waste. This will be our development card. I will place this development card right here so you on camera can see what action phase is going to be played by myself. Let's go ahead and flip over the dummy player's action card. And we will get construction. So that means that we are going to play the construction phase also, but we as a player do not get the bonus for the dummy player. That is only for the dummy player's actions to show. We only get our own card's personal bonus at the bottom. So we know there's going to be a development phase. We know there's going to be a construction phase. Let's go ahead and take the development phase. And we know that we are going to play Underground City. Now, Underground City normally costs 7 million credits. It's only going to cost us 4 million credits because we did play the development card. I don't think we need to discard any cards quite yet to help us with our costs, so I'm not going to worry about that. But we are going to gain a 1 million to our production costs for ourselves. Again, anything in orange is production, anything else is just a permanent on one of these things. And when you play any kind of buildings, we're going to pay 2 million credits less. We will move that up as a nice reminder for us how well the Underground City is helping us. That's the end of the development phase. Now we get to go to the construction phase. And for the construction phase, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what I want to do here. I'm going to play Asset Liquidation, which costs us 0 cost right now. Asset Liquidation says you may play an additional blue or red card this phase, and at any time if anybody takes the action, whether it's myself or the dummy player, I can spend 1 terraforming rating to draw 3 cards. Now again, this is going to start bringing my terraforming rating down very, very quickly. But again, this is a game about survival. We need to get all 3 of those parameters maxed out before a very limited timer makes us have one heck of a challenge to win this game. So it's not about terraforming rating as much as terraforming the planet of Mars, because that's our eventual objective. Let's not lose sight of what our eventual objective happens to be. So that's going to cost us 0 to get into play, and now we can play an additional blue or red card. Well, I am going to play investment loan. So for the red cards I am playing, I'm going to slide them a little bit over right here because I don't want to be distracted by them too much. And I think it's going to be easier to see for everybody on the camera if I put them over to the side, giving me room for all my action cards to play across perfectly right over here. So this is going to allow me to spend 1 terraforming rating. So we're going to go down again. We're trashing a terraforming rating right now, but we're going to gain 10 million credits. Right now, I think this is worth it, but this stud card does cost us 1 million credits to get into play. Not terrible. But again, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices in the eventual goal of the grand victory of the game. That is pretty much it for this round. We get to the development phase, the construction phase. Round is over. I do not have more than 8 cards in my hand. Matter of fact, I only have 6 cards in my hand. So we know I don't need to discard down. Let's go and start round number 2. So for round number 2, I already see that I made a terrible move last round. I should have actually played optimal arrow breaking before I played investment loan. But hindsight is 2020. That's the joy of trying to play on camera and not make things too boring and keep them a little bit exciting. So now you can all yell at the screen and say, that was a terrible move you did. And I'd be like, you're right. That was a terrible move, but let's go ahead and fix that. Let's go ahead and pick construction as our action for this turn. Because I do imagine we will be playing at least one more red card this turn. I imagine maybe multiple red cards in our efforts to go ahead and win this game. Now we played construction, so we can go ahead and take the development card back into our hand, because the standard rules say that you cannot play the same action phase twice in a row. Let's go ahead and see what the dummy player is going to give us, and the dummy player is going to give us research, which is going to allow us to gain one card. Not a lot, but again, not too terrible. At least it's something for us to put in our hand of very quickly diminishing cards. So let's go and take the construction action. So before we do this, we can draw a card, or we can play a card, an extra card. I think we are going to take a card first and see what's going to go in our hand. And we're going to get Lagrange Observatory. That is actually going to help us quite a bit in fixing some of our deficits that we have in our income. Let's go and get optimal arrow breaking into play right now. And it says that when you play any down arrow cards, we do have 2 of those right now. We're going to gain 2 heat and 2 plants. Again, that's not income. Those are just resources that we are going to gain. We'll spend the 10 million credits for that, and that'll be it. Since we drew a card, we're not going to be able to play an extra card. Not that we want to anyways. That is it. We see that our hand of cards is not that great. So now let's go ahead and do the research action. We will draw 2 cards, and we will gain the cards of Special Design. You may play an additional blue or red card this phase. For next card you play this phase, you may consider the oxygen or temperature level 1 color higher or lower. Wow, that is absolutely amazing, actually. If we would have had that sooner, before I discard that other card, that would have been absolutely amazing. But when you play any down arrow card, draw 2 cards. Well, I can't really afford to get that into play. So this will be my discarded card for the research phase. This will be the card I've kept. And let's go ahead and fan these out so we see what phases have already occurred. We'll go ahead and put this card into our hand. And I can almost see exactly what we want to start doing here very, very quickly. So our income is very, very limited. We're going to end our turn. We don't have more than 10 cards in our hand. Let's go ahead and start round number 3 here really quick and just go into things very, very quickly. Let's look at our hand of cards. We know that action might be a good thing for us right now because we can spend a terraforming rating right now to draw 3 cards. We don't have a lot of cards in our hand, so I think that is actually what we are going to do right here. So let's take action as our played card. Let's take construction back into our hand. Set our hand of cards off to the side. Let's see what the dummy player is going to award to us. The dummy player is going to award to us development. Well, now that kind of changes what I may or may not want to do. I am thinking that I want to get Miranda Resort into play very, very quickly. I also want to get Airborne Radiation into play very, very quickly. But if I get Special Design into play first, although Special Design does not work for green cards, only works for other blue cards. That's not going to help me as much as I wanted to. So, this is a quandary. I'm thinking Miranda's Resort will be the better card to put into play right now. We have 1 Earth card. This will be our 2nd Earth card. That'll be income of 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, this is going to cost me 15 million credits to do so. Down arrow card, down arrow, down arrow. I'm not going to get this card into play anytime soon. I just don't see myself ever getting the resources for it. Although 2 force victory points is really nice and 2 oxygen steps. Oh, that's brutal. Getting rid of that is extremely brutal. But again, this is not a card I foresee myself getting into play. I'm discarding this card to gain 3 million credits right now. Kind of helps us with our income issues right now. We are going to put the Miranda Resort into play. Now, the Miranda Resort is going to give us 1 million credits per Earth card we currently have in play, including itself. We have 1 Earth card, 2 Earth cards, because itself, that's going to put our income at 3 million credits right now. That is going to cost us 15 million credits to get that card into play. We still have 10 million credits left over. Not super terrible off that development card, but now we do have an action available to us because we're done with development. We are going to drop our terraform rating down 1 point to take the action of asset liquidation right now, which allows us to spend 1 TR to draw 3 cards. Let's go and draw those 3 cards. We will get Synthetic Catastrophe, which you may return another red card you have in play to your hand. That would be great if we had Meteor or not Meteor. I think the card is called Crater. That would be fantastic to have if we were to get the Crater card in our hand. Physics complex requires 4 science research. I do not have that. That's going to be a money fodder card. And IO mining industries. Wow, that is going to cost us a hellacious amount of money. I don't think those cards are going to get out anytime soon. So let's go ahead and trash those 2 cards. That's going to give us 6 million credits right now because we need money very, very badly. At least we got 15 million credits. We have this card in play. We have these 4 cards in play. That is going to allow us to finish the development and the action phase. This round is over. Let's go to round number 4 as things are starting to speed up very, very quickly for us. So I'm at 3 million terraform or 3 terraforming rating right now. My income is 6. I have no plants. I have no money. I don't have much of anything right now. Thinking construction might be our best option right now because it's going to give us a card. And then, or do I just go production? Or I'm sorry, go development. Let's see, we know the dummy player has played develop, they played draw cards, they played the construction card, which means the last 2 cards here are either going to be income or it's going to be, I'm sorry, it's going to be produce or it's going to be action. Now, if it's action, that actually works out in our benefit. If it's income, it doesn't work out in our benefit. So now we need to hedge our bets on exactly what the dummy player is about to do to us. So we have a really tough decision to make right here and right now. If the next card for the dummy player is a production card, probably the best thing for us to do is get Protective Valley into play, which means we're going to have to dump some cards to get the money to go ahead and do it, which means we'd be doing the develop action. If the next card for the dummy player is actually the action card, though, it would be better for us to save our money and spend our money on raising up some of these parameters because we do need these parameters to start going up, and that's basically the quandary we have right now. So we're basically playing a game of chicken with the dummy player right now. I'm going to hedge my bets, and I'm going to choose the develop action, which means I can take the action card back in my hand. And now I'm hoping beyond hopes that the card the dummy player is going to play production. And if not, then we're going to be behind the curveball a little bit. And that means what I should have done is I should have played construction, played synthetic catastrophe, get investment loan back, and then replay investment loan for another 10 million credits. Let's hope this works out for me. So we'll reveal and we'll get production. That is actually going to work out perfectly for us. So we'll play development. Remember, any card we play is going to cost us 3 million credits less. We will be playing Protected Valley. Protected Valley normally costs us 22. It's going to go down to 19 million credits right now because we played the development action. So let's see if we can discard some cards to help bring that cost down a little bit because we cannot afford 19 million credits. We can afford 13 million credits though. So let's get rid of Special Design and Legrand Observatory. I'm burning through these cards very quickly. That's going to give us 6 million credits for doing so. And we will get this card into play. We need to spend 19 million credits to get into play. So let's go and spend 5, 10, 15. And we will spend 19, leaving us with 3 million credits. This card is now in play. And it says gain a forest victory point and raise the oxygen 1 step. There's our first step to what we need to get this card into play, which requires oxygen in the red or higher, which we're now 2 points away from achieving. So we can eventually get airborne radiation into play, hopefully. So we gain a forest victory point. And again, that does allow us to raise the oxygen level 1 step for raising the forest. And now we're going to increase our production from 3 all the way up to 5, which is going to help with that deficit we have of burning our terraforming rating just in an effort to start getting some cash that we desperately so much need. So that's it for the development phase. We now go to production. We're going to produce 5 plus 3 is 8 million credits. I'll throw 2 back in the coffer there and take a 10 out. We're not going to gain cards, we're not going to gain heat, but we will gain 1 plant. And actually, I just realized we have an extra 3 million credits because Protected Valley does go down, actually 2 million credits, because Protected Valley actually goes down 2 million credits in cost. So let's go ahead and take that back. It would actually only cost us 20 million because we do have the discount here that I actually forgot to include. So is there anything else I need to update? 1, we got 2, 4, 5, 5. Everything else is looking good. I didn't miss anything else. So I think we are doing okay, and I think we know what we are going to do next round because we know the dummy player is going to play the action phase. So if they're going to play the action phase, for this final round of the first series of rounds, I know we are going to play the construction phase right here and right now, because we are going to take advantage of optimal air braking. So we're playing construction. We will take back development. Dummy player reveal action. We will play synthetic catastrophe for free as our construction ability. We're going to take advantage of the ability to play an additional blue card or red card this phase. So this is going to come back into our hand. Now normally I should adjust our income because this is only going to produce one, but I'm going to put this card immediately back into play. So I'm not going to do that just yet. So when I play this card here, I must remember that optimal air brake is going to take effect. I'm going to gain 2 heat and 2 plants. So let's do this nice and slowly so we don't forget any steps. This card will come back into our hand where we will spend this card for 1 million credit as our second construction action. Play this down just like that. Since we played another down arrow card, we're going to gain 2 million heat and 2 million plants. I feel like I'm strip mining my income right here just in an effort to stay afloat. Terraform rating will go down again and we'll gain another 10 million credits. I really, really hope that this is going to pan out for me. This is the end of the first of 5 rounds for the dummy player. We now get to do 1 advance on 1 track. Well, we know we want to raise up that oxygen track, so we are going to raise up the oxygen track by 1. The dummy player is going to go up to number 2 right here. And now we will shuffle the dummy player's action cards. Shuffle these up nice and well, and we are going to start round number 6 now. Okay, things are looking a little bit tight for us right now. I'm pretty much thinking that the only thing we can do that's going to help us... Oops, actually that was kind of dumb of me. I forgot to finish the rest of my last round here. So let's go ahead and take all these cards back because I do believe we had the action phase, which is the thing that we really desperately needed to do. So sorry for retconning here, but this is something that I actually was part of my strategy. So let's go ahead and back everything up here really, really quickly. Back that up. We will back that up. And we still have that action phase because all we did was a construction phase. The dummy player has not done that yet. Action phase. I know all of you are yelling at the screen. I should have did this. I'm glad I remembered before I carried on because this one made me look really, really silly. But we want to build a forest for the dummy player's action phase around number 5. Remember, we're back in round number 5 now. We will spend 20 million credits to do so. We will build a forest, which is going to raise the oxygen level up to oxygen level 3. Now, we don't have enough plants. We don't have enough heat, because remember, if you have enough, you mandatory must spend them if you have not maxed out any of those tracks. Have not done so. So now let's go ahead and end round 5 and go on to round 6. When we're ending it, now we're going to advance the terraforming for the blue player. Now we'll go to oxygen into red. Now things are looking a little bit more like I had originally planned for a round. Not quite so terrible. So we have our 5 action cards. I'm going to shuffle them up again because that's what I was trying to do originally. And now we are going to start round number 6, hopefully with a lot less errors, because that's kind of funny that I completely forgot to do the dummy player's action that they gave me. Now that the first of 5 rounds is over, we're going to go ahead and start speeding things up here because I think you have the general flow of how the game works. It's about time to start making some good decisions. So the very first thing we're going to do for round number 6 is we are going to choose the research phase. Why? Because we have no cards in our hand. If we don't get cards in our hand, we're basically screwed at this point because we only have 1 card, not allowed choices. So reveal for the dummy player is going to give us production. That's actually pretty darn good for us right now. So our income is going to be 5 because of our income of production, plus 2 for our terraforming rating. That's going to be a total income of 7. Unfortunately, we don't get that nice 4 million credit bonus because we didn't play the card, but that's okay. We're going to do research and we're okay with that. We do not get cards, we don't get heat, but we are going to get 1 plant. That puts us at 6 plants. If we get 1 more plant, we can put a forest into our play thanks to the power of our company, our corporation that supports our efforts here. Remember, when we play, it only costs us 7 plants to build a forest instead of the standard 8, so that's okay for us. So that is it for production. We now are going to go to research. We get to draw 5 cards, of which we are only going to get to keep 2 of these cards. Luckily, I drew a whole bunch of production cards. I also drew advanced ecosystems. Advanced ecosystems, we're not going to get that into play anytime soon. Moss. Requires 3 ocean tiles to be flipped and for you to spend 1 plant. Not getting into play anytime soon. Tundra farming requires yellow temperature. Not getting into play anytime soon. So I guess that means we're going to get immigration shuttles and giant space mirror. Both cards that we definitely get into play. And if we get immigration shuttles into play, we're going to get more in our income, which is going to help make up for our terraforming rating, because it's an earth card, which is definitely going to be good for us. We actually have 2 more earth cards to get into play very quickly, which is going to help us with our income. These 3 cards are going to be discarded. That is basically it for this round. Now it's going to go back to us. I shouldn't be picking up quite yet. I'm just trying to think out loud here. So for round number 7, we need money. We need to get these cards into play. Our oxygen level is adequate right now, but we don't have enough money to actually get this card into play. So I'm thinking that we are going to do a production phase. So production, this is going to give us some extra money. Put our action cards off to the side. We'll reveal research. That's actually pretty darn good for us. So let's go and get our income. 5 plus 2 is going to be 7, plus 4 is going to be 11 for our income. 0, 0, 1. We are done with that. Now let's go ahead and go to the research that the dummy player has given us. Draw 2 cards. We get to keep 1 only. Industrial Center. During the production phase, you produce 3 million credits. When you play a building card, it costs 2 million credits less. Develop infrastructure. Spend money to raise the temperature 1 step. Ooh, that's very, very tempting. I'm thinking money. Money is definitely our biggest holdback right now. This card is discarded. That is the end of that round. Let's go back to our actions and figure out what we want to do here. I'm thinking we are going to go for development. Production goes back in our hand. Construction. Interesting. I don't have any construction cards in place, so that's not going to help us at all. But at least we can get airborne radiation into play. Now, airborne radiation is going to cost us 12 million credits because we chose the develop action. Let's go ahead and spend 12 million credits. This will go down right here. Now, since this is another earth card and every earth card gives us 1 million credit, this will put us at 6. Our heat production is going to go up to 2. Our oxygen level is adequate to get this card into play. And this card actually allows us to raise the oxygen 1 step. So we'll raise the oxygen 1 step to right there. Our terraforming rating, thankfully, is going to go up because I don't want to be burning our terraforming rating anymore right now. And during the production phase, this produces 2 heat. I have adjusted that. I am very happy. We're basically done with that right now. Now, the next thing we need to figure out is what we want to do. Do we want to go to an action phase? Don't have a lot of money to do it. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, that'd be 9. If I did another production phase, I would get 13 million credits and some heat and enough plants to actually take an optimal turn. 2, 4, 6. Almost enough to take an optimal turn. Otherwise, I go for cards. If I can get any more red cards, I can get some more plants. 2 options here. I go for a research phase and get some more cards to give us some more options. Or I go for a production phase, which could also give us some more options. If I did production, if I can get enough money to get the immigration shuttles into play, it would really, really help me with my financial difficulties I'm having right now. Because that does seem to be our biggest struggle because we burned our terraforming rating so darn much in the early game in an effort to make up for things. I'm thinking production. Yes, production. I'm making the choice. We are going with the production phase here. We'll take development back into our hand. Reveal for the dummy player who's going to do the action phase. Actually, that's interesting. So, since there's a mandatory action phase and I actually have 7 plants, I am required to use the ability of my plant of my corporation right there. So we will spend all 7 of our plants. When you spend a plant to gain a forest victory point token, add raise oxygen, you spend 1 less point. So that goes there. Oxygen goes up by 1. Our terraforming rating goes up by 1. That's actually not terrible. $8 million left. Can't do anything with that at all. Do I want to burn a credit to gain 3 cards? That is very, very tempting right now. I feel like I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, though, which I don't like at all. But 3 cards is really what we need. I'm going to burn it. I shouldn't. I'm going to burn it. We're going to draw 3 cards. Anaerobic microorganisms, great escarpment consortium, and farming co-ops. Farming co-ops actually looks like it has potential. This does not have as much potential. This looks like this card right here is going to be, well, actually, no, I can get it in play for free. That's just kind of a wasted action in a way, though. Thinking organisms will be money fodder, and I'm thinking co-ops. We'll see how things pan out for us. That might go either way. So now we get to go to production. My production is going to be 6 plus 4. I believe we're actually, no, we're at 3. We're not even at 4. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 4 is 13. And 12. And 13, we're going to gain 2 heat and 1 whole plant. Okay. Action phase, production phase is done. We know the last thing that's going to happen is a develop phase. So what do we want to do? Can't do it in production again. I think research will be our best option because we know that the dummy player is going to give us a development. I'm thinking more cards is only going to be a good thing at this point. Still don't have any oceans raised, and I'm not liking that. That's making me feel like we're not doing that good on that aspect. So we're doing research. Reveal development for the dummy player, which means we get to put a card into play. Do we want immigration shuttles, or do we want the Great Space Mirror? Do we want heat or money? Well, the way I've been burning things like it's going out of style, actually, 4 million credits or 3 million credits and a future discount, and cheaper. Thinking the industrial center is going to be better for us to play. We're not going to get a discount because we didn't play the development card, so it's going to cost us 15 million credits, minus 2 for a total of 13 million credits, but it's going to raise our income by 3. Let's discard this card right here for 3 million credits, and I'll just do this for the easy counting right there. We are going to put Industrial Center into play. Now, Industrial Center is going to cost us 15 million credits to play, minus 2 for 13. So I'll do 10 and 13 million credits to put into play due to our discount. This will go to 2. Our finance will go from 6 to 9. That is going to help us quite a bit. Tough calls, not liking it, but now we get to go to our research phase. We'll draw 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards. Requires purple temperature. Hey, we actually have that. Produces 1 plant. That is a strong possibility to keep. Zeppelins. Requires red oxygen or higher. Money and plants. Most definitely like that. Volcanic pools. Split ocean tiles. Cheaper. Ooh, tempting. Windmills. During the production of days, this produces 1 heat per lightning. Don't have a lot of those. Dusty quarry. Requires 3 or fewer ocean tiles to be flipped when you... Yeah. Okay. That could get us up to 3, which is a discount of 6. No, we will discard these 3 cards, and we will keep these 2 cards and put them into our hand. Things are looking mighty, mighty grim for us right now. So, this is going to end the second set of 5 rounds. So the first thing we need to do is advance the dummy player to the 3rd round. Remember, since we are playing on the advanced difficulty, we got to pick a resource to raise. Let's go ahead, since we're not producing a lot of heat, let's raise up heat by 1, which will allow us to raise our terraforming rating by 1. Oops, no, I'm sorry, that does not raise our terraforming rating because that's a dummy player raising it, not us. I hope I didn't do that before, because if I did, I'm a dirty cheater. I may have been distracted and might have done that. I hope I did not. Let's go ahead and shuffle our cards for the dummy player. And I'm looking at just how tragic things are looking for us right now. I don't think we're going to save Mars this time. This is looking pretty darn grim for us. Well, well, well. Red, oxygen, or higher. Do I go for the Zeppelins? I think I'm going to go for the Zeppelins. I need to start taking advantage of Echo Line is benefits. Let's do development. Come on, dummy player, don't be mean. You're not mean. Okay, good. Zeppelins will cost us 7 million credits to get into play. Do I get rid of farming co-ops and bring it down even further? Not seeing us gain that card into play. So we're going to discard that for 3 million credits. That means instead of this costing 10, it's only going to cost us 4 because discount of 3 and then a discount of 3 is a total discount of 6. Costs us 4 million credits. Let's get a credit. Let's put that into play. Our income is now going to go to 10. Our plants is now going to go up to 2. Research, draw 2 cards. Keep 1. Red temperature, warmer. Industrial farming. Well, I guess we're keeping industrial farming. Get rid of that card. What do we want to do now? I am thinking we want to produce. Production. Construction. That doesn't help us at all. Darn it. So no construction, let's go to production. We have a 10 plus a 3 is 13. And since we did it, that means we're going to spend 17. I'll put back a 5. 17 plus 5 is 22. I will take out 22 for the easier math. 2 heat. Actually, let's put 3 heat back so that way I can visually see what I got a lot easier. Let's take 2 heat. That's it for production. Okay. We're falling into a trap very, very quickly that I am not liking. What do we want to do here? Because now we're starting to fall into a trap. I think we're starting to get to the turning point of this game that if I don't start terraforming Mars, I'm going to horribly, horribly lose this game. And I'm already feeling like there's no way I'm actually going to win it. This is actually looking pretty darn grim for me because I'm not getting the cards that allow me to flip ocean tiles. And ocean tiles are so hard to flip. That's one of the challenges. Oxygen and heat is not as big of a challenge as that darn ocean tiles. That's going to cause me some consternation. So, foolishly, I'm going to choose development. I'm saying foolishly because I don't think it's the right choice here. Dummy player is going to choose production. Yeah, it doesn't help too much. We're going to get this card into play while we can. It's going to cost us 2 million credits because we played develop. The temperature is correct. Production of plants is going to go up by 1. Not liking this at all. We're going to go into production. Our production is going to be 10 plus 3. I think, yeah, it's 3, even though it's slid a little bit. Is going to be 13 million credits. Our heat is 2. Our plants is 3. So I'll take a 5 and put a 2 back. Not liking this at all. Could burn my terraforming rating for 3 more cards, but I don't think that's going to help me here. I think I need to go into one production phase and then go into an action phase. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into a production phase. And then we're going to follow it up with an action phase. Let's see what the dummy player is going to give me. They're going to give me development. Okay, so let's do development. What do we want to play? Let's get industrial farming into play. Costs 19 million credits. 10, 20, whoops, hold on. That's not going to cost me 19 million because I get a discount. I get a discount of 4 million, so this is only going to cost me 15 million. So let's make sure I'm factoring in all my discounts properly. That goes there. Let's gain 1 more million credits. Let's gain 2 more plants to 5. That's that. Now we go to production for us. Our production is 11 plus 3 is 14. We'll just do a 15 and put a 1 back. Let's gain 2 more heat. Let's gain 5 plants. Oh, I'm not liking this. Did I get the correct income? Wait, did I forget this? I gained 11 plus 4. Did I? Yeah, I forgot the 4 million credits, I think, from playing the production card. Action. You are going to reveal action. That was actually dumb of me. I forgot I didn't even card count properly. That was me being hasty because I should have done something else. Actually, maybe not. Maybe that wasn't too terrible for me. Okay, let's do the smart. So we are going to spend 8 million credits, or 8 million heat, I'm sorry. And that is going to allow us to raise the temperature by 1, which is going to raise our terraforming rating by 1. That means that this is back down to 3 again. We are going to spend 7 plants, which means we get 3 plants back. That is going to give us 1 forest, which will raise the oxygen level by 1. That gives us 1 TR right there. Oh, painful, 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 painful. I'm going to burn 1 TR to draw 3 cards from our asset liquidation. 1, 2, 3. Well, not terrible, just not good is the problem. Well, progressive policies actually is going to be good. Let's burn 1 more terraforming rating and draw 3 more cards because I did the action phase, so I can do this card twice if I like, and I do like. This is going to get us up to 9 cards in our hand. Earth catapults, diversified interests, and satellites. Well, satellites, 1, 2, 3 million credits for 14 million. Not liking that at all. Okay, so that is it for that. We did action. We are going to advance this track by 1. We will put the heat up by 1. That is not going to give us a terraforming rating. We only have 10 rounds left. Let's shuffle a dummy player's deck and let's hope that things are going to start going in our favor very, very quickly, because again, it's looking like Mars is kind of in a world of hurt. And by a world of hurt, I mean we are not going to terraform Mars at all. We're not even come close. This is looking pretty darn grim. Let's see what happens. I think at this point in the game, the only thing that's really going to save us if we start doing lots of actions. Which means I need to get that action card back in my hand, which means I need to make my action phases as productive as possible. So let's go ahead and do construction. And we are going to go for progressive policies, but let's see what the dummy player is going to give us. Ooh, action. That action may work out perfectly for us. So we're going to do progressive policies, and this is going to cost us 8 million credits to get this card into play. 5, 6, 7, 8 million credits. Do I want this card to make it cheaper? I think I do. Let's discard this card and bring the cost down by 3, which means this is only going to cost us 5 million credits to get this card into play. We get to draw a card because I'm not going to play a second card, and we'll get restructured resources. When you play a card, you may spend 1 plant to reduce that card's cost by 5 million credits. Well, we're never going to use that card, that's for darn sure. That's it for construction, so now let's go to action. We are going to use this card right here, spend 10 million credits to raise the oxygen 1 step. That puts oxygen into the level yellow, giving us 1 terraforming rating right now. Our card options just absolutely are atrocious. I will spend 1 terraforming rating to draw 3 cards because I'm not liking the cards we got. And 2, 4, 6, that means I have to discard a card because that's going to put me at 11. Red temperature warmer, can't play it. Can't play it. Requires red temperature warmer, can't play it. You know what, I'm going to burn all 3 of these cards. We'll wait, hold on. Any of these are going to help us with oceans? No. I'm going to burn all 3 of those cards right now to gain 9 million credits because I need money right now, right badly. I've used both of these actions, so I cannot use these actions anymore this round. So I'm basically left with board actions. I'm going to spend 15 million credits, and I'm going to flip an ocean tile. That's going to give me a card. That's not that bad. And that'll raise my terraforming rating because I did flip an ocean. I will spend 15 more million credits. I'm going to flip another ocean, which is going to give me 2 plants and raise my terraforming rating again. This should be at 4. I think that is everything I can do for our actions this round. Now what do I want to do next round? Thinking we're going to go produce. So produce. Oh, you dirty dummy player. Not what I wanted. I wanted a different production from you. So you are going to be a dirty, dirty, evil, horrible, mean, horrible, did I emphasize horrible person to us? Dang it. Okay, so we got 11, plus 5 is 16, plus 4 is 20 million credits. We're going to gain 2 heat, and let's just make it easier for math. Let's put a 5 out so I can visualize it easier. We gave 5 plants, and that is it for our production. That's it for this round. Our options are getting very, very slim here very, very quickly. We are going to action. Dummy player is going to construction. Not liking my options. I am going to, we're doing action. I'm going to dump these 3 cards. I am going to dump this card right here. I'm going to dump this card right here. I'm going to dump this card right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards times 3 is 18 million credits. Take a 20 and I will put 2 million credits back into the pile right here. And then we are going to hope that we're going to have one heck of an action phase. I will spend 30 million credits to flip over 2 ocean tiles. That is going to give us 1 plant and 1 million credit and 1 TR. I will flip over this tile right here, which will give us 1 TR, and it will allow us to gain 2 more plants. I needed 1 heat. Not that oceans give us heat, but that's literally what I needed. I have 12. Do I burn? I'm thinking I'm going to burn for something. But first, let's go ahead and spend 7 plants, because remember, we only need to spend 7 plants for our ability. We will gain 1 more forest. That'll raise up the oxygen 1 more point, and we'll gain 1 more TR right there. Going to burn this card for 3 million credits. Put that back for easier counting. That'll give us 15. I will then spend 14 million credits, getting 1 back to raise the heat up by 1, which is going to give us 1 more terraforming rating right there. Leaves us with 2 cards. That is about it for all of our actions. Are you going to produce? Probably. I mean, not produce. Are you going to develop? I'm hoping so. That or you're going to give me cards. Both of those work for me right now. Actually, no. I need you to develop. Are you going to develop? Again, we're back to that game of chicken. I need you, dummy player, to develop for me. The trick here is that I know the dummy player is not going to produce because the dummy player has been extremely difficult and very challenging in this game. So I don't think that's going to happen in my favor here. So I would love to develop action, but unfortunately I cannot do the develop action because I do not have enough credits to do so. I'd love to get geothermal power into play. So basically, if that's a develop card, I'm going to kick myself. I'm going to produce. Please don't be the develop card, because if it is, life is going to be very, very challenging for this game. Okay, it's a research card, so this is good. So we are going to produce. So our total income now is, we are at 9 for our terraforming rating. So 9 plus 11 is 20, plus 4 is 24. I'll put the 1 back so I can grab a nice even 25. We will generate 2 more heat. We will generate 5 more plants. And that will be it for our production. Now we get to draw cards for the dummy player's research action. We'll get breathing filters. Ooh. That could help. And we get Soletta, which is 5 heat. Wow, that is a lot of heat to produce. Too bad we can't afford it. Would be nice. Can't afford it. So now things are getting nice and interesting here. While I know I'm not going to win this game, it's going to be interesting to see just how far I can get, because I know this is going to be the produce action. If this is the produce action, do I want to do the action step, or do I want to increase my income for production? So that's going to be a develop action. I know it's developed, so I'm going to get that green card into play. So that is the case. I'm going to do the action card, because that is just going to be the smarter thing to do here. If I do anything else, I'm just really just dooming myself. Although this game is pretty doomed as it is, but hey, at least I'm having fun. So let's produce, or let's show the last card, which is going to be development. We will put geothermal power into play, which would normally cost us 8 million credits. The cost is going to go down by 4 because of this, down to 4 million credits. Do I want to make it cheaper? I'm not getting that into play. Let's go and make the cost 1 million credit. Let's take back 4. This card will go into play, and our heat production is going to go from 2 all the way up to 4 heat production. That's it for development. Now we get to go to the action phase. So let's be efficient here. I have 8 heat, so let's go ahead and spend 5, 6, 7, 8 heat. Let's raise the temperature up 1. That'll give us right there on the terraforming rating. Let's spend 7 plants to gain a forest, which will raise the oxygen up by 1 and raise up the terraforming rating again. Now, do I go for another forest, or do I go for an ocean? Thinking I'm going to go for an ocean, which is going to give me 5 million credits back. That'll give us a card and a credit. We'll get media group. Well, that would have been nice to have a heck of a long time ago. I have $10 left. Can I spend the $10 on anything? No, but I can save it for that to raise my oxygen level up again. And this is going into the final phase. The final phase, I get to select the order of the dummy player actions, which is going to be nice for me, which means I can make him choose develop straight at the beginning. Get rid of these 2 cards. We get rid of 1 card. That'd be 12. I'll have to get rid of both those cards. Okay, thinking out loud. Let's go ahead and finish this. So we are done. Well, do I have any other actions I can do? I can burn a terraforming rating, gaining 3 cards, because we are still in the action phase of my current round. I can spend 10 million credits to raise the oxygen 1 step, but then I cannot get diversified investments into play. I can burn 1 terraforming rating to draw 3 cards though. 1, 2, 3. I'm basically doing this for money and nothing else at this point. Since I picked the action step, I will burn 1 more time to draw 3 more cards. I did a lot of burning in this game, and basically this is all just for money for me at this point. That's it. How many cards do I have in my hand? 3, 5, 7, 9 cards in my hand. Okay, we're going to go to the last phase. This goes up by 1. I'm going to choose this as the thing I'm going to raise. And now we'll put all of the dummy player cards face up like this, because now I get to choose the action that they are going to resolve. And if I play my actions well, I'm just not going to be horribly in trouble. I'm just going to be semi in trouble. So the first thing the dummy player is going to do for the last of our 5 rounds is going to do the develop action. And I am going to choose, well, technically this stays down, but I am going to do the produce action. This comes back into my hand, and we're going to develop. We're going to pick diversified investments, which is going to cost us 15 million credits to put into play. I'm just going to discard 5 cards to make this happen, so I don't have to spend a single red cent for it. There's 4 cards. There's 4 cards right there. There is 5 cards right there. So there is 15 million credits paid for to put diversified into play. That's going to raise our plant up to 6. Okay, now we get to go to production. For production, we are going to gain 9 plus 11 is 20 plus 4 is 24. I'll put 1 back so I can pull out 25. We will gain 4 heat. I'll put 1 back to gain a 5th heat. Gain 6 plants. And now that is it. I need to action, but I can have the dummy player action for me, or I can have the dummy player produce for me, since I can't actually produce next round, which I think I'm going to have happen. So let's have the dummy player produce. But first, I would technically have to pick my own card, so I will play the action card. We'll play that down off to the side. So the dummy player is going to choose production for us. We are going to take the action. First thing we'll do is we will spend 7 plants to grab a forest, and that will raise up the oxygen level, and that will put our terraforming rating back up 1 more time. We can't do heat. Well, we could do heat because we have the money for it. I think I'm going to do 15 for an ocean, which will give us $4 million. I'll put 1 back to take out a 5. And that'll put our terraforming rating up 1 more time. Do I do 1 more ocean? Or do I do heat? I'm going to go for oceans. We will flip this ocean, and that'll give us $2 more and 1 more plant. That's 10. Let's go ahead and kill these 2 cards for 6 million credits. We'll spend 5 is 11, 4 more is 15. We will flip over another ocean, and I think I forgot to raise my terraforming rating on the past ocean, so I'm just going to raise up 2 levels here really quick. That ocean is going to give us 1 card, and it's going to give us 1 plant. Can burn that to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And since I chose the action step, I can do it again. Or wait, did I already do this? Now I'm starting to confuse myself here. I'm starting to think I'm starting to do actions twice. Now I need to double check my work, make sure I'm not doing the same actions twice, because I'm really trying hard to win this game. Good thing I'm recording all this, and I can actually check the playback and see that I haven't done the action step from the asset liquidation, so I can do it twice because I played the action card, which means I can gain 6 cards in my hand as long as I'm willing to burn 2 terraforming rating. Let's go ahead and do that. It's going to give us 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. 7 cards, 8 cards, 9 cards, 10 cards. I'm going to discard 10 cards. That's going to give me 30 million credits to play with. I will spend 15 of those millions of credits to release or reveal the last ocean, which is going to give me a card. We are really, really cycling the cards this game. Extremely, really exciting recycling the cards. That'll put us 1 up on the track right there. I now have 15 million credits. I will spend, or I'm sorry, 17 million credits. I'm going to spend 15 of them, get 1 back to raise the heat up 1 more level. And I think that is about all we can do. The good news here is I'm probably, possibly, maybe, going to be able to at least get all the oceans done and the oxygen level. It's just that Mars is going to be a really, really cold place to live. Hey, I don't have to live there. I don't need to worry about it. Oh, wait, I live in Alaska. It's going to feel just like Alaska in the wintertime. I'm probably used to it. Maybe that's why I'm taking the heat. Maybe it's just something I'm used to. So let's go to our production phase. We don't get the bonus because we did not play the production card itself. So our current terraform rating is 12 plus 11 is going to be 23, 10, 20. Well, I can put 2 back and take out the 5. We will gain 4 heat. There's 3 and 4. We will get 6 plants. Oh boy. Well, next round. For the next round, we are going to choose produce for ourselves. The dummy player will choose action, which means action will happen first. So we will do the action. The first thing we will do is we will burn our terraforming rating for 3 cards. That gives us 5 cards right there. We are going to kill all 5 of the cards for 15 million credits using this action right now. I'll use 14 of the 15 to raise the temperature up 1 more point. That'll put us right there. We'll go for 7 plants to gain a forest, which will put up the oxygen level 1 more point. That'll give us terraforming rating. We will spend 8 for heat, giving us 1 more terraforming rating right there. And I will spend 20 for a forest, raising up the oxygen level 1 more point, which will raise up the terraforming rating right there. Now we're going to go to production. Production is 15 plus my 11 plus 4 is going to be 30 million credits because I get the bonus of 4. And that's 15, right? Yep. So it's 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 11 is 30 million right there. We're going to gain 4 heat, 2, 3, and 4 heat. We're going to gain 6 plants. And next round, what do we want to do? Well, you're going to do research. Give us a card. I know I'm actually technically doing this out of order. So let's do this properly. I will take action. You will take research. So for action, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to burn 2 on my terraforming rating. Allow me to draw 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I'm doing the acid liquidation twice because of the active ability of the action card. I will take all 6 of these cards, not even torture myself by looking at them. That's going to give me 18 million credits. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, right there. Now let's figure out what we can do here. We will spend 7 for a forest, 1 TR, 1 oxygen. We will spend, oh boy, this is just getting so brutal. I'm just basically doing as much as I can. Spend 20 million for another forest, which will raise the oxygen up to its max level, giving you 1 more TR rating. We will spend 14 million to raise the temperature by 1, giving us a terraforming rating. And then we'll spend another 14 million credits to gain a TR and to gain 1 more point on the temperature track. And we've lost, but hey, at least we had a good run for it itself. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point. But at least I can feel cool and feel like I have a whole bunch of resources. Production, construction, it really doesn't matter at this point. I'm just doing this just to go through the motions. 17, well, technically construction happens first. Not going to happen at all. Just basically doing this for grins at this point. So skip construction, go to production. I will gain 17, plus 4 is 21, plus 11 is 32. We'll gain 4 heat, I'll put a 5, take 1 back. We'll gain 6 plants. And that is going to be the end of our game. We actually didn't do terrible. I mean, okay, Mars isn't really the warmest place in the world, but hey, there's oxygen and there's water, and it's a start. Who knows, maybe the greenhouse gases will start kicking in and maybe the temperature itself will eventually start rising. That's going to bring this solo gameplay to an end, and that's also going to bring this video to an end. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments down below. I will definitely be sure to answer them as quickly as I can. You also feel free to email me off the show board game reviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. I'll be sure to answer your email as quickly as I can. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this video series, think about supporting the channel on Patreon. Of course, this video itself is exclusive to Patreon viewers, but Patreon does definitely help me keep the content coming for this channel. This channel is 100% self-funded, so everything you see on this channel is all paid for out of my own pocketbook. So you helping me support the channel by putting $1 in a tip jar over on Patreon can help me keep more content coming out for you. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this video series, click that like button, click that subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching.